The way is shut. The way is shut. Not currently by doors, but at the moment, by this rope here. The way is shut. It's barred to us, but luckily, there's another way to go. Past these beautiful mosaics. Do you know what these beautiful mosaics are of? They're of the story of Cinderella. Look at her fleeing. There's the glass slipper. It's midnight. Run away. It's pumpkin time. And that beautiful, handsome prince is chasing her out away from the castle to where? I don't know, but here's another handsome prince, Adam the Woo.
Oh, there was somebody behind me.
Do you know what this is? Not only is this the basement
I know what it
of
is.
an amazing place, but it's the Sometimes Vlog.
It's a dog. A dog?
It's a
It's a
dog.
dog. I'm so hot. I feel like a very
It's pretty
dehydrated dog. It's a vlog that happens about 19 times a day. When
19
you're at
times
Walt
a
Disney
day, and here we are in Fantasyland. But not Fantasyland, at Disneyland. Wouldn't that be great? Because it would not be as
Well,
hot.
wait a second.
Or
if
as
we're not
humid.
at Disneyland, what are you trying to say? Wait a minute, Doc.
Huh?
Are you telling me that we're not at Disneyland?
Oh no, we just walked out of a huge, enormous, majestic, beautiful castle. Cinderella's castle. So before she married that handsome prince.
Who?
Cinderella.
Oh.
When she was here for the ball, she must have fled here after losing the glass
Was it
slipper
like a volleyball?
into...
Was it like Wilson?
No, like a dancing
Castaway?
ball. I guess what they used to call
Oh.
the shindigs.
The shindig.
You know,
Okay.
and then so she
The
left
ball.
the shindig, lost her flip-flop, and ran right here into Fantasyland at Walt Disney World. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it. Look at this. To the right.
3-syllable Disney park.
Three.
Unlike Disneyland.
Walt
2
Disney
syllables.
World.
We have upgraded this week anyway from a 2-syllable to a 3-syllable.
And a 3-syllable castle. A what the heck castle? Twice as tall, at least.
I think it's like almost to the foot.
Almost
It's
to
close
the, yeah, twice as
Twice
tall.
as tall.
It sounds like a boardroom decision, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We're gonna make a new park. We're gonna make that castle twice as
Twice as
tall.
tall,
I mean,
yeah.
twice as good.
Twice
Right
tall,
here.
yeah, yeah.
Twice as tall Cinderella castle. There's the moon. I don't think they made that here.
That's no
Right
move.
here in Disneyland, if you had walked in from the castle, would be the armory, the heraldry shop. You have a suit of armor here. Over here would be
I've seen
Bibbidi
it.
Bobbidi Boutique. Which here, you know what? You have castle couture, couture, where you can do basically the same thing. And right here, another carousel. Whose carousel is this? At Disneyland, it's King
You know
Arthur.
what? It's been so
What
long
is
since I've
the
been
name?
here, I do not remember. And
don't
directly in
know.
front of the carousel is something that a lot of people will recognize
Ooh.
as a staple
First
of
of all,
Disney
look
parks.
at this. Let's just celebrate the fact this. If you guys are just catching up right now, this is the third vlog of the day.
That's a lot.
Because
That's a
Adam
lot.
the Woo has returned
Look at this.
Walt
Look at this.
Disney World. He's actually now
An honorary. What are the odds? An honorary
citizen of
Walt
Disney
That's
World.
a good screenshot right here. Look at this. Come
Yeah.
back here. Get right down here.
Now look at this. Here in Fantasyland. What is it? 2,000 something miles away.
2,500 miles.
2,500 miles from Anaheim. Another sword in the stone.
Now, I did a 24-hour event here years ago, almost probably 3.5 years ago. The first 24-hour event that Disney did in a long time. I did it right here. In my 24-hour video that you can find on YouTube/Adam the Woo, just look up 24-hour Disney. The first one I did at Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom, I ended it by trying to pull this out, and I fell asleep as I leaned over it, and my Mickey hat fell right here on this ground.
What? So you didn't manage to pull the sword from the stone?
No, I fell asleep.
That's what went wrong.
Yep, that's what we
Now, if you had managed to pull it, everything would be fine. Do they still do the show here? Does anybody know that they still do the show here where one lucky person pulls the sword from the stone? And whoso pulleth the sword out of the stone is the right, what does it say? The right wise ruler of England. Of England? Did they make a contract with the British government for that? We'll worry about that later. But look at, I'm gonna try my luck here. Disney World. No such luck. Even the power of the Cobra could not pull
That'd
out.
be awesome if you actually like. What if I pulled it out just then, man? That would be insane. If I actually
Like we just
pulled it out.
accidentally pulled it out. Adam the Woo is the right king of England. I would fly to the UK immediately and go crazy. I'm here doing recon for Randomland. I'm also here to support Adam the Woo back at Disney World for the first time after a 3-year hiatus. He's back and I'm here. Today is pretty much our one day, all day at the Magic Kingdom.
All day today.
We're gonna go to the other parks on other days, 4 theme parks in 3 days. So there's a lot to do. So we're rushing around. Not a lot of time to film. Perfect.
You're going overboard on Snapchat,
yes,
Twitter, on
yes,
Instagram,
and just in my mind.
A lot of vlogs.
I am very overstimulated.
You're soaking it in.
There's
you're writing it all down mentally and in your phone and on a notepad.
Yeah.
And you're going to come back here. You're going to come back here.
Randomlands in the future because the
Prince
Charming's Regal Carousel. Ooh. Prince Charming. I wonder if they have their own version of jingles and everything. This park is so strange because it's so similar to Disneyland in that there's a main street, there's a hub, there's a castle, but then when you get through the castle, look, and past the castle, look how different things look. Over there's the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which we will ride later. We have fast passes on this magic band, which I still don't understand. Look at Disney World has this magic band.
When you view that direction, I'm not going to lie, I kind of dig that.
Look at that. Now this is a lot like what Fantasyland and Disneyland used to look like before the creation of New Fantasyland in 1983. All of Fantasyland have these old sort of medieval circus tent looking fronts. I don't know what you would call that, like when you know at the joust?
Yeah,
you know they have those tents, jousting tents. So here is their version of Small World. Now here, maybe this is something good, cool that we can show. For the people that have never been to Walt Disney World in Florida, look at their Small World. This is the outside of It's a Small World, and this is the outside of Peter Pan's Flight. So this is kind of, it looked like this forever and ever here, right? In
it's been here a long time. Like
so a lot of Fantasyland at Walt Disney World, I'm given to understand, has changed a lot. But these have remained somewhat the same. Look at this.
Show the amount of time it is to get into Peter Pan.
Oh, yes.
60 minutes.
Much like Anaheim.
Basically,
and without a refurbishment, still 60 minutes to get in Peter Pan Flight. So we might have to do that a little later, but look at this. It's a small world after all. It's a small world. It's indoors.
Let's check it out.
It's indoors.
Wait a second. You're telling me that Small World is indoors?
Look at that. The facade, well, we'll walk into the queue a little bit. The facade we all know and love in Anaheim, outdoors, is indoors in Florida. Look at It's a Small World. You walk into the happiest cruise that ever sailed and look at this. You cross the boat down behind this clock here. Mary Blair designed and Rolly Crump helped clock.
Here's a question for you, Justin.
Look at this.
Did you ride this last time you were here?
I did.
Here 5 years ago.
You and I rode this 5 years ago, and I barely remembered the fact that it was indoors. We do need to do it again.
It's definitely a lot.
What's that?
I rode it 24 years ago, and I still remember it.
That's awesome.
Oh.
She still remembers the yes. Well, I still remember the ride because it's very similar to Disneyland in Anaheim. But I forgot all about the indoor. I guess it's because it rains so much in Florida. You wouldn't want all that rainwater on the beautiful white facade of It's a Small World, causing greenness and...
There are no outdoor queues.
Heimbuching it.
Everything is indoors here, basically.
Well, the summer sun, as we've learned today, is brutal. Adam is a southern boy, a Florida native at one point.
I lived here for 24 years.
And even you have become quite overheated.
I was hot every day here. That's one of the reasons I moved. The Florida humidity is insane.
So neither of us was acclimated. We made this crazy plan to come here on Friday. It is now Tuesday. Tiki Tuesday.
Tiki.
There's your Tiki Small World. And it's hot, very hot. So I almost got a little heat exhausted today. But I knew that people would want to see a little bit more Magic Kingdom, and since we're going to other parks and I don't know exactly when I'll be back, why not show you a little bit of Fantasyland? So it's kind of the same thing as Disneyland, just blown up on a massive scale. Look, honey, I blew up the castle! I blew it up to an immense scale! Ah! It's crazy. This must be blowing your mind just being back here walking around.
It's pretty wild. It still has not really quite sunk in yet.
Every time we stop and just look for a while, and you stop with your camera, I just see this look come over, you're like, huh?
Very bizarre. It's very surreal.
Charming's Carousel. So everything here is really confusing me a lot. I start to get mentally...
Just look how big this is.
It boggles the mind. I mean, yes. Oh, what's going on over here? Pinocchio's Village Haas Restaurant. The interesting thing about this restaurant, which I ate in earlier, has wonderful gluten-free chicken tenders, by the way.
Are we in Hill Valley?
Is that inside of here, there's actually windows where you can sit at a table and look out into that opening part of Small World and see the queue loading on the boats. It's the most amazing thing ever. Because once you're in line for any of these rides, there's air conditioning. Very humid.
Which I am a big fan of today.
I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who live in hotter, more humid climates who are like, oh, come on, get a grip. But I'm very used to Southern California right now.
Get a grip on that AC blowing in my face.
Anyway, here we go. So what's on the other side? We have the Princess Fairy Tale Hall, a Princess Meet and Greet. That used to be
Snow White.
Snow White, okay.
Snow White.
And then what's over here?
Friar's Nook. Friar's Nook and some nooks and crannies of goodness and touristy meals.
And then back beyond is the new portions of Fantasyland. So there's the Little Mermaid and the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which is the big one everyone's very excited about. There it goes, all crazy. We're gonna go look at the outside of it really quick. And then I'll have to drop you off here. See, instead of doing a crazy hour-long vlog or something like that, which would be very difficult to upload, I just split it up.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet into little pieces. So I'm gonna take you back here, show you a little bit more. Just look at the size of that. It freaks me out. And because the forced perspective, just like the Disneyland castle, is built using forced perspective still, even though it's huge, and the way it's situated, no matter where you are in this park, it just looks massive.
It is massive.
Yet if you're totally outside the park and you see the hotels that are nearby, they're the same height, and they don't look so imposing, but that castle, they did a great job. It looks amazing.
Pretty magical. It's amazing.
It freaks me out. It intimidates me a little. I'm starting to get castle envy, but not really. I like Sleeping Beauty Castle. Just that thing is out of control. Okay, right here, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which we are going to enjoy tonight. Oh, there's the sign for the line. Let's see if we can get the mine train to come by. Where is it? Where is it? Ooh. It's like Big Thunder at home. I see little glimpses of it. Which they have a Big Thunder here too, which we rode. All right, here we go. Look at this. Whistling while they work. If they work here, amazing. Anyway, we've ridden upon all kinds of things. I'm sure I will update you in another vlog. There's
more to come.
And there's periscopes and Snapchats and Instagrams.
Many periscopes.
It's time to go now, though. Now it's time to say goodbye.
Would you say that we've done part of our duty?
We've done part of our duty.
We've done a snippet of our duty.
A little snipperoo.
So tonight we will not be going home. No, we will be staying in
Florida,
Orlando. So we will not be going home. We have not completed our duty because we will be here a few days.
Oh.
So we cannot do the
our
duty. So I don't even know where I was going.
We can't
look at this.
Well?
You can actually get a good
look at look at that. I didn't know there was a crazy drop. See, I'm learning everything for the first time. Whoa. That's crazy looking. Here it comes again. So people on Periscope and on Twitter have been saying, whoa! Why not a random land of this? Why not a random land of this? But I don't know if you can tell.
I'm excited to ride this.
I can barely keep my bearings.
I heard the animatronics in there are really cool.
I can't wait to see them. I like the way
How
it's
was
rocking.
it? Thumbs up?
Thumbs up. That guy gave you the thumbs up. Awesome. All right, I'm just hoping that somewhere
I like
in
how
here,
the barrels like turn. That's really cool.
all I'm hoping for is that somewhere in here is Grumpy's Rumpy.
Ooh, hashtag Grumpy's Rumpy.
If we find Grumpy's Rumpy, we'll really have done our duty. Then we can go home and sleep well. In a couple days. All right, we'll be back. Subscribe.
Sooner than later.
Hope.
That's true. You never can count on the future or the past. Something like that.